The Tomb Raider games have been blessed with some of the finest composers in video game history, as I feel the music of Lara Croft's many adventures is one of the series' greatest attributes. The games are defined mostly by gentle tracks that are rooted in classical music, which is somewhat surprising considering the action-oriented gameplay and Lara's sexualized image. You would expect loud, aggressive 90s arcade beats, but no, the music of Tomb Raider is dripping with class, which gives the games a unique personality. These tracks are an endless source of joyous nostalgia for me, so I want to crown my top 10 favorite of them, ever. Forget about all my other top 10 videos and even my complete classic level ranking. Crowning my top 10 favorite Tomb Raider tracks will, without question, be the most difficult ranking I'll ever do. You see, I love all of them. Except that one. So, if I ever were appointed to curate a greatest hits compilation for Tomb Raider, these would be the 10 tracks I'd select for it. Well, 13, as I have 3 honorable mentions that I'll present to you first. Enjoy. In the Nevada section of Tomb Raider 3, Lara is taken prisoner at a high-security compound close to Area 51. After escaping her prison cell unarmed, of course, she's forced to adapt to the hostile environment and stay undetected in order to survive. This is perhaps the most vulnerable and disadvantaged Lara has ever been in the series, which adds a tremendous layer of tension to the level. The relief comes in the shape of No Waiting Around Part 1, which essentially is the main theme of Tomb Raider 3, but with dramatic percussions added to the instrumentation. This gives the theme a much different personality that perfectly accentuates the moment where Lara finally gets her guns back. The punchier percussive instrumentation sort of mimics a racing heartbeat, as well as the powerful shots of the Desert Eagle, Lara's reward for surviving this environment. Taking back her freedom and unleashing her wrath on the abusive prison guards is a goosebumps-inducing moment of empowerment, thanks in large part to No Waiting Around Part 1. The Tomb Raider series' first reboot came in 2006 with Tomb Raider Legend, which saw a compatriot of mine, Troels Brun helm the new musical direction. The result was a more ambient, almost meditative sound, which is perfectly exemplified in the gorgeous background music of the Croft Manor level. This track is perfect background music for uncovering the many secrets of Croft Manor with its relaxing yet mysterious aura. It also appears in the Croft Manor level of Tomb Raider Anniversary, but with a much different instrumentation. The inclusion of the classic Tomb Raider melody is a stroke of genius here and a nice tribute to the Tomb Raider series past. I go back and forth between these two all the time, but I think I prefer Legend's somewhat moodier interpretation. The breathtaking duduk may have been the decider here. Nathan McCree's original Tomb Raider theme is, without a shadow of doubt, the most influential piece in the series and what several later tracks have been based on. This is where the iconic Tomb Raider melody first saw the light of day with a beautiful hypnotic harp instrumentation. The harp is clearly Lara's instrument, as there is one in Croft Manor, and she plays one in the last revelation. Or is that an unusually big liar? Anyway, this is a really nice touch and makes the melody feel more personal to Lara. I really like the innocence and optimism of this original version of the main theme, which fits the curious and inexperienced Lara we first get to know. As the series progressed and evolved, the main themes would become darker and more somber, but even in this version, danger seems to be forewarned. I would also like to briefly highlight the haunting bridge of Troels Brunvollmann's remake of the theme for Tomb Raider Anniversary. The last revelation marked the arrival of new series composer Peter Connolly, who had very big shoes to fill with the departure of Nathan McCree. He instantly made his own mark on the series, however, with his incredible interpretation of the Tomb Raider theme. It feels darker, somber even, which sets the stage for the game's more serious and personal story. This is the one time where Lara's actions nearly have grave consequences for the entire world, and she pays the biggest price to make things right again. The Egyptian influences in the music are mesmerizing and a brilliant way to incorporate the setting of the game in the theme. Peter Connolly did an amazing job doing his own unique thing while still being true to the sound of Tomb Raider. The Angel of Darkness was, in many ways, a departure from past Tomb Raider games, which is exemplified in Martin Iveson and Peter Connolly's dramatic reimagining of the main theme. It fits the more aggressive and menacing version of Lara we got after her rise from the dead, so to speak, and it works great as a theme for the arguably darkest Tomb Raider story. The epic orchestration gives it an almost Batman-like presentation that I absolutely love. The way the theme dramatically crescendos, then sort of returns to classic Tomb Raider theme roots with a more gentle instrumentation, sends shivers down my spine. There's an innocence to it that reflects the Lara and Tomb Raider games of the past. The Angel of Darkness theme essentially embodies Lara's development and journey throughout the core design era of the series, which makes it a perfect yet bittersweet goodbye to that era, even if it wasn't meant to be. The theme is phenomenal and is, in my opinion, Peter Connolly's finest work. The Tomb Raider theme is, of course, iconic, so it was very brave of Troels Brun Folman to define his own path with a brand new theme for Tomb Raider Legend. This adrenaline-pumping anthem has world music influences that perfectly set the stage for that game's globe-trotting adventures. This theme perfectly captures the spirit of adventuring, and while it's very different from our beloved classic Tomb Raider theme, it works perfectly for the 2006 rebirth of the series. God god, Troels. Nathan McCree is an incredibly versatile composer who's seemingly able to do anything within the realms of music. Just listen to the sitar-fueled Something Spooky in That Jungle, which serves as the atmosphere-soaked backdrop to Lara's adventures in India. I am simply amazed at how well he's been able to shape his own original composition to imitate the sound of a culture so different from his own. You see, it's actually a reimagined version of a track from the first Tomb Raider game. I love how the track itself reveals this hidden treasure, the very essence of Tomb Raider. For the longest time, I thought Tomb Raider 2's Venice theme was an actual classical music piece that Core Design had paid for the rights to use. The reason I did so is because Nathan McCree imitates Venetian Baroque music so masterfully that it feels too authentic to not be. It's clearly inspired by Antonio Vivaldi's Le Quattro Stagioni, or The Four Seasons, so much so that you'd think there was a lost fifth season somewhere that somehow ended up in Tomb Raider 2 almost 3 centuries later. The track is simply wonderful, and my personal highlight of the Venice level as it perfectly sets the stage. The puzzle element is essentially the anthem of Tomb Raider puzzles, even though it only ever appeared in Tomb Raider 3. It has this wonderfully enigmatic feel to it that makes it the perfect soundtrack to solving tricky puzzles. I particularly associate it with the bizarre Egyptian room of Lot's Gate, for which it's the perfect theme. Something I find really fascinating about it is how the track itself was composed to mimic a puzzle. You see, the track has notes that sort of go back and forth in a hypnotic pattern that melodically resembles the process of solving a complex puzzle. It's time to end this ranking with a bang with one of the perhaps most badass and epic video game tracks ever. There is something so inherently 90s about Tomb Raider 2's iconic snowmobile theme, which I feel perfectly personifies Lara's at times reckless nature. The way it interrupts the quiet and serene Tibetan mountain ambience like a slap in the face is really effective, and it's an epic soundtrack to Lara's dangerous snowmobile escapades. This theme is unlike anything else in the series at this point, which makes it really stand out. The confluence of the cold techno beat and the dramatic strings makes for an absolute banger that I love so much. That's it. That's my top 10 favorite Tomb Raider tracks of all time. What is your personal top 10? Let me know in the comments. Finally, I'd recommend you to check out the YouTube channel of the amazingly talented Dean Kupri. He creates incredible remakes of the music of Tomb Raider as well as his own original Tomb Raider compositions. I have put a link to his channel in the description down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Take care.